Good evening from New Jersey. Hello. Hello. Depending on where you're at, you're just getting off of work, you're about to get off of work. Um, to my entrepreneurs, especially my mompreneurs, we always working. um, but we get to own our time in a different way, so that's a beautiful thing. So hi. I am live on my Facebook. Typically, I try to go live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that. But today, just especially for you, my very first social media platform and the first one to monetize me, it is all about you, my people on Facebook. First of all, a special thank you only to those of you who are subscribers, who like, who comment, who share, who have purchased things from me, who have purchased a book, who have pre-ordered the new book, who have come to see me perform, who drop, who buy things, who donate. A special thank you only to you, the ones who truly, truly support me. Everybody else, what's up? How you doing? If you're new here, I thank you for coming and sticking around and seeing what Darling Nikki is all about. A lot of you who have been here for the long haul remember my old nickname, Nicole Boo. That was my family nickname since I was two. And like all things, you have to ascend. You got to evolve. So she is no more, but I still love that girl. I love her. She was a survivor. She got me to here, right? So I got a couple things that I want to share with you. Two things on this live actually, and just so you know, a lot of the lives that I do on social media, catch them while you can because they do get deleted and then they get re-uploaded everything to my YouTube and then also my Patreon. Because as a content creator, I want to make sure that I'm getting the most for the work that I'm doing, right? Okay. And YouTube right now is showing me the most love as far as monetization and all that stuff. So that is my main place to go. You can go to my website, askdarlingnikki.com. That is a new website. It launched about a year ago. And it's been a fast year. Man, it's been a fast year and it has been incredible. So a little bit about me just to introduce myself. My name is Nicole. AKA Darling Nikki. I chose that nickname. You know what? If you know, you know. I don't even have to explain it. Just what is this song about? What is the character all about? I'll let you think about that. You think. So that's always meant something to me. So it's neat to launch that as a new brand. I am a singer. I am a background actor. I'm a mompreneur of four. Um, I'm a flight attendant. Uh, I'm a content creator. I got a lot to say. I've lived a lot, and my life is my content. My story, I own it. Can't nobody use it against me, okay? My story is mine to be sold and told, and that's that. And I love telling some of your stories as well. I am a feminist to the core. I am Black woman first, first and foremost. I'm a part of the 92%. We're gonna leave that right there and get right into my live. So let's get into some real talk today, as usual. You know me, I do not do small talk. I talk about the real. I don't believe in wasting time. Period. So I got a couple stories I'm going to share with you. Probably going to have you laughing. Definitely will have you shaking your head. A lot of you ladies are going to be like, oh, I've been there or I've seen that. Let's talk about it. So, two topics. Topic one is going to be about something that happened at the DMV today. I was like, oh my God, you cannot make this stuff up. A man that was in there telling his whole story to whoever would listen, basically forcing his whole story on everybody in the earshot. We're going to talk about that. And, a lot of times when they say she left me out the blue, she left me for nothing. Another one of those stories, my girls. Another one of those. We're going to dive into it. Topic number two is going to be a follow up. So in the comments, I did put the reference link in the comments. I did a video sometime less than 6 months ago about a girl who told me her story about some landlord drama. And so I got an update, pretty juicy little spicy update about that. So she did let me know she's still there and what's going on with the landlord and some of his new antics. Like, it doesn't matter whether they 2 or 92. The script for most of them just does not change. It just does not change. And it's damn ridiculous. And we're going to talk about it because you know what? They just be giving me, they just give me things to talk about. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So, again, the landlord update. Well, we'll dive into that into the second. So let me go back into, and I took some notes because I want to make sure I stay on track because y'all know I could be all over the place. So I'm gonna try to keep it a little on track for you, and this will help me later on too when I'm editing. So, topic one, I'm at the DMV this morning. Went to the motor vehicle office. I'm handling some business with one of my girlfriends. She collects sobs, so she bought my sob for me. Y'all know when I'm done, right? When I'm done, I'm done. I don't care what it is. I don't want when I am done with you, I'm done with all remnants of you. Okay, boo? I don't care what it is. I have sold many diamonds in my life. Whatever. Like I don't want none of your energy around. It's got to be cleansed. So finally got rid of the sob and sold it. I could have sold it right away, but I wanted to make sure that I mean, if you're going to sell something, you need to do it for a profit, right? That's the whole point of selling things. So it took me a little while. Wound up, we're in the DMV office, somewhere here in Jersey. And we're just in line waiting for our turn to go handle paperwork, transfer the title, blah, 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 all that stuff. So this guy comes in. He's in front of us and he is holding up the line. I mean, and when I say holding up the line, I mean he's holding the line hostage. So this poor old lady, she didn't come to work for this mess. All she said to this man was, "Hi, how are you?" That's all she said. This dude started unloading on her his whole life story. I mean, a full on monologue. And I'm looking at her and we're giving each other this look. And this is how oblivious he is. This is how oblivious these XYs are. They either he didn't even recognize that we're both looking, making faces, and she looks completely like her flabbers are gasted. Either he doesn't recognize because they're so self-absorbed and all about them, or he does and he doesn't give a shit. Either way it goes, typical XY degeneracy on full display here while we're sitting up here in this DMV. He wants to hold her hostage and he wants an audience not only from her, but literally from anybody else who was around. Have you, like, this happens often. Like, I was in the tax office the other day taking care of taxes and whatnot with my tax person. And there's a group of guys on the other side of the office space, and their whole conversation is so damn loud because everybody has to hear what the hell they're saying. Like, I had to say, yo, you see we're over here handling business. Can y'all please turn it down a notch? Like, you're not the only ones in the damn building. Like, this is a regular thing of them having to take up space and take up everybody's space in the most toxic way. So let's get back to the DMV. So he's holding an old lady hostage. Poor woman. She didn't come to work for this. She needed to charge him a fee for this forced therapy session. Like, honestly, she should have followed him out and been like, here's my Venmo, motherfucker. So apparently she's surprised. Apparently he got surprised. And so she's saying, hi, how you doing? He gets into full battle mode. Like, his whole body language, first of all, I'm glad there was glass between him and her, because his body language, I don't even know if he was aware of how his whole body language said battle. And I know a batterer when I see one. So without him even telling me, promise you, if I could find that girl, and I wish I could, she would probably tell us that he put hands on her too. So he goes into this whole spiel about why he's there in the office. Nobody asked you, sir. So he's telling her and everybody else around that he's there in the office because he's decided he's going to leave the state. And I think he did something like that too. Like, it was weird. He's going to leave the state and go live his best life because he was done wrong. And that apparently he was surprised sometime this week or whatever. So I'm catching as much of it as I can and also trying to handle my business. But he's so loud. So, I mean, he putting it down for everybody to pick up. So I'm starting to pick it up. Hell. So he got surprised by his lady. Apparently, she just told him sometime this week that she's been saving money for a long time. And she just let him know that she has finally saved enough money to leave his ass. Can we just... Girl, congratulations, whoever you are and wherever you are. Because I understand the diligence that takes. Hopefully, apparently she was safe enough to do it. So kudos for her for that. So he's telling the lady at the DMV that he's so surprised that she just basically didn't appreciate him and she did him wrong. And because she's leaving him, he's selling something. I don't know what it was, a boat or whatever. And he's going to take the money and he's just going to leave the state and go live his best life. And she's leaving for nothing, of course, because whenever a woman decides she's done with his shit, it's always for nothing, for no reason at all. Whatever the reason is, it's nothing to them. He also went on to say, as he's talking about how much of a good guy he is, he went on to talk about all the things he does for her. And the thing that I remember the most was that he said that they would go on these vacations for around the world for 4 months at a time. Sir, you were in the DMV office with us. If you were the caliber of, first of all, you don't look like you had a bath or a shower in a week. If you were the caliber of a man that was taking a woman on vacations for 4 months at a time, you, sir, would not be in this office. You would be sending your assistant to do your bidding. So I'm going to need you to stop the cap, leave this lady the hell alone, get on about your business so you can stop holding up the line and we can take care of our business and be about our non-toxic way. Oh my God. So literally all the ladies, because there's a bunch of ladies that are working the desk and a bunch of ladies around that are in line, we're all giving each other the same look, and he's oblivious to all of this. So let's break down why XYs like this are so caught off guard by their women leaving them. And congratulations again to her. Go girl, go girl. I hope you are able to leave safely. I wouldn't have announced it. When I was finally ready to leave, honey, I broke out. I broke out without a word until the very last minute. As I was leaving, I said something, because the first time I announced to my man, previous man, that I was going to leave him. That man tried to kill me, like literally did. You can learn more about that story. Just go into some of my videos. I mean, like, broke my jaw on both sides, 9 stitches in my face, the whole 9, because these XYs are unhinged. So I would not recommend that you ever announce to a man, even someone who's a so-called good guy like this was. I wouldn't announce that you're leaving, because that really breaks their ego and breaks something else in them, and it lets them know that, and they can't handle that. They cannot handle rejection and loss. So that is a sidebar. My personal recommendation: don't ever tell him. Just do what you got to do quickly, safely, and quietly as possible, and then talk your shit. After you're gone and you got that space and them changes are locked and everything out, and then those locks are changed and he's blocked, and I mean clocked and blocked from everything, then talk your ish and tell your story on YouTube. So here's the deal about this, girlies. This guy's out here talking about how great he was and how he was so good to her, and she didn't appreciate him, and that she just completely blindsided him by leaving him, and he was taking her on vacations for 4 months at a time. She didn't leave for no reason. We know this. Typically, a woman does not just wake up one day and decide, I think I'm going to leave this guy. Typically, this has been building for a minute, a long minute. And this guy's performative behavior in the DMV office, that was a huge red flag. And really, he was controlling the whole room and controlling and forcing his narrative on that lady. That lets all of us know why she left him. Because in that moment, he was displaying how controlling he is, how manipulative he is. For her to spend time to save money, then you know that it was some ish. It was some ish, some real stuff she was leaving. It wasn't just nothing. Men try to act like they are blindsided by the end of relationships, or like they're the victim, or they're done wrong. And it boils down to this, because they don't actually listen. They don't actually pay attention to how their actions affect their partner. Sometimes they do know, and they just don't give a fool either. So they may think or try to delude or even lie to themselves and even believe their own lies that they're being good. But typically, they only care about being respected. And we know what that means, and it ain't respect. It's about obedience. It's about compliance. It's about them always feeling validated. They don't care about actual respect. They don't care about actual emotional connection, which is why he was blindsided by the fact that she probably emotionally divested, maybe probably even physically divested a long time ago. And she's just been quietly, secretly saving money all this time and planning her escape. And he didn't even realize it, because they don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't listen. They don't pay attention. So that's how he set himself up. And that's how a lot of these men set themselves up to be caught off guard, to be left for nothing ass reasons, right? This happens often, my girlies. Men think that they can be performative. They think they can gaslight their way through all situations, and we typically see right through it. Sometimes we don't in the beginning, especially if we are younger or less experienced, less educated in this. But there's always a point as you grow into your womanhood where you either evolve on your own or you have other friends and other girlies and wise women to help you to evolve and then to begin to see things for what they are and see the problem. That's another reason why they like to try to keep us separate, and they don't like us other girls in our ear, because they're going to look out for us and they're going to help wake us up and help us to be, awakened to the real and then get to the point that she got to. Trust your gut, ladies. Trust your instincts. Continue to do the work on yourself. Don't settle for someone who even would put you, or even if you have an inkling that you might be put in a position to where you might have to silently kind of work on your exit. If you feel that for a second, run. Okay, run.
Hey ladies, I'm here to introduce you to legal empowerment through Legal Shield and ID Shield. Did you know that with your membership, you get a free will and estate plan? That's right. Protect your future with legal protection at your fingertips. Whether you need a lawyer, want to protect your identity, or just want peace of mind, Legal Shield has you covered. As Black women, we know the importance of protecting ourselves and our families, and having the right legal support is essential. And it's not just about protection. Legal empowerment is also a great opportunity to build additional income. I'm looking for ambitious women to join Ladies of Justice, a community of powerful women making a difference. Join today and take control of your future. Contact me now and let's make sure you're covered, legally and financially.
I'm trying to help you to not be a 41-year-old woman with regrets, with men that she wishes she could unfuck, with regrets of men because of allowing them to waste way too much of your damn time. It is too precious. It's too precious. And if you are in your 40s or above, obviously your life is not wasted. Your beauty is not wasted. My beauty is not wasted, honey. It is still here. I am still living life. However, if there's anything that I can do to share and help the next woman to avoid some of these experiences, this is why I'm here. This is why a lot of us are here, and we talk and we share and we teach and we laugh at these mother suckers too. All right, let's get into topic number 2. All right, let me stop for a second and check on something here. To make sure I'm not missing anything at all when it comes to this. All right, so topic number 2, the landlord update. So a couple of months ago, and I dropped the link in the comments as well, I did a story that a girlie shared with me, and you guys keep sharing your stories, inbox me, text, email, whatever, and I would love to share more of your stories. I share primarily my stories because my whole life is a bunch of content, but I would love to share more of your stories as well. So there's a landlord story. I think the video is called Trash Talk. Again, it's on my YouTube, but the link is in the comments on my Facebook, and I'll try to link it everywhere. So if you see this video on another platform and on YouTube later, check the comments or description for that. So I'll try to break it down, the short version of that video. There was a lady that was talking about a landlord that was just a straight up asshole, old, lonely, miserable, bitter, controlling, and unfortunately for her, she lives really close to him. I've seen this play out. I actually had a landlord, oh my God, I want to say 10 years ago, that was kind of like this. And so the original video, is called Trash Talk. She was talking about her landlord and how she's having issues with him because he is too intrusive. He's always trying to find reasons for stopping by or coming in, being nosy, talking about the mail that she gets, trying to always give her a lot of unsolicited advice. And she's like, listen, I didn't ask you to try to be my granddaddy. We're not friends. Like, you're literally just my landlord. Like, leave me alone. And that particular thing, she showed screenshots of the text messages because he started harassing her, just finding any reason to try to mess with her for whatever reason. Maybe he's old. He's old and and this is probably why he's alone because nobody want to fucking deal with him. So the text message back and forth on that video was showing that he was upset because whenever she would take her trash down or her trash would get taken down, she would take her time bringing it back in. So he was saying, I don't want to see the trash out, like your trash can on the curb for too many days or something. And she's explaining she's busy. She got this, she got that. So sometimes she can't bring it in as quickly. there's a person there who takes care of like all the grounds, and the groundskeeper was basically taking the trash back and forth. And so the update to all of that is, so she comes home the other day, and the groundskeeper, he always opens when he sees her coming and going, he like opens the gates for her, things like that. He takes care of like maintenance, all that stuff, and he's very kind to her. And he flags her down as he's opening up the gate. And he was like, he basically stopped her, and he starts telling her some BS. He was like, apparently the landlord told him to basically don't do anything for her. Like, don't open up the gates for her. Don't take out the trash for her. I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at the notes. So, and I'm like, like, who has time for this? And the groundskeeper was like, look, I don't know why he's acting like this, but whenever I'm around, whenever he's not here, I'm still going to help you out. Like, I have no problem taking down your trash cart, putting it back. I have no problem, opening and closing the gates for you. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm here. But whenever he's here, I got to do what he said. I don't know why he's being like this. And so she was basically like, kind of laughing at it. Like, this is so petty. Like why, like I don't even care that he's being like this. So she's doing what she got to do to try to get up out of that situation. But the breakdown of a behavior like that's what I wanted to talk about. Why do some men get so pressed? Uh-oh, it's telling me too low FPS again. What is going on with my frame? So why do some ex-wives become so pressed when they can't control women? And that's the bottom line of this. This old man, this old geezer is so pressed because he cannot be, I guess, like a part of her life, and he can't communicate with her. He can't bother her. She has boundaries. She's not talking to him, any of that kind of stuff. She keeps it very short with him. So in exchange, he's trying to do all this weird, passive aggressive, petty stuff because he feels like he has a loss of power and control. That's all that's about. When they don't feel like they have enough power and control, they will act out. That is just in their nature. So this whole tantrum is another way to try to control her, to try to control her emotions, to try to get some reaction out of her. Because why would he go out of his way to even tell this guy who works for him to be like that toward her? To get a reaction, to get some attention, because he's not getting it. They go out of their way when they don't feel like they're getting enough attention, power, and control. They will go out of their way to try to make life harder for you, even in little ways, just to mess with you. This is not about the trash. It's about control. He feels disempowered. So he's going to try to sabotage any situation that he can to feel like, and to do it under the radar or whatever, hoping to get some sort of, I don't know, notice. Come on, old man. This ain't cute. This ain't effective. Like, so the point of this is, it's just another reminder. When men think that they can mess with your peace, there are a lot of them out there that will try to do that. They will try to control you in passive aggressive ways whenever they are not winning with you. Sure, not all, sure. But as far as I'm concerned, it's all of them until it's none of them. Because from my experience, from all the girlies' experiences that I read and see all the time, from the crime statistics and everything else, which crimes start like this, by the way. It's all of them until it's none of them. Them showing their insecurities, them doing things to not let you go. And it's not even, as you can see, it's not even in romantic relationships. It can be between landlord and freaking, I don't know, tenant. It can be between a maintenance person and a tenant. I did a video recently called He Hates You. And in that video, I covered a news article about a girl, God rest her soul, where just because a maintenance worker couldn't get his way with her, he unalived her. It starts out like this, but in way too many situations, it gets that far. And as a woman, these are the things that we have to think about. Being around these men who are controlling and who try to control your life, your space, your energy, even going to work. I've got a story about how on one of my layovers at work a couple of months ago, another male flight attendant from another airline noticed that I was a flight attendant. I'm in the restaurant, and he just decides to come sit at my freaking table. The entitlement of these creatures is something that we have to navigate, live with, and try to work our way around on a regular basis. This is what it is to be woman in America, maybe the world. This is what it is to live amongst ex-wives. So the takeaways here. Be aware, stay woke, stay on guard, because this is what it is to have to deal with them in all of the spaces. Don't let these men gaslight you into thinking that you're ever the problem, because most of the time you are not. Don't let them perform their little drama in front of you. As soon as you start to see even a remnant, a fragment of the XY bullshit, I'm gonna need you to clock it and block it. Okay. And put that in the comments. Hashtag clock it, hashtag block it. I'm gonna need you to do both right away. My grandmother, 96 years old, I believe now, used to have this saying. She still does. My entire life, I would hear her say, "Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. Soon as you see it start to grow, cut it. You getting out of line. You need to cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Stop it. Clock it and block it. Okay, all of their mess. Don't let anyone. Don't let any of them control your peace. And when you give them an inch, of course, they are going to try to take a mile. You are the boss of your life, lady. Stay empowered. Keep moving forward. Remember that your value is never tied to any of them. Your value is also not tied to some man's inability to act right. So when they are cutting up, as a lot of them frequently do, and don't let another one tell you, well, you should have chose better. You shouldn't have did this. Or maybe you should quit and get another job. Or maybe you should blah, blah, blah. Maybe you shouldn't have. No, 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 no. You are not responsible for their degenerate ass behavior and actions. So go ahead and release yourself from that as well. Release your value from that. Release the feeling of shame, blame, guilt, none of that stuff. Their actions and all of their bullshit is 100% their choice. Okay. It is their choice. Even the kids, okay? Even the male children, when they decide to act up, we're going to stop blaming it on the mamas, okay? We're going to stop that mess. Because at the end of the day, as a human being, you are who you decide to be. And your actions are your own. I'm going to leave that there. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to comment on this. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Don't forget to drop 2 hashtags in the comments. Clock it and block it. Like this, love this, share this. Share this with the other ladies and girlies who need to hear it. Keep looking at my numbers, and it's still a little too close for my taste. Okay, I don't like this. I'm looking at my numbers when it comes to my metrics, and the numbers as far as ages of people who are watching and the sex of people who are watching, and it's still too close. It's like 50, 55, 56% male and 40 something, close to 50% woman. I'm talking to you ladies. So I'm going to need y'all to show up more and share more with you ladies, because I want to see my numbers be 60, 70, 80% ladies as my audience, because that's who I'm here for. Okay. Thank you for all the work that you've done so far. Thank you for supporting all the work that I am doing. What do you need to know? Some updates. Yes, I still perform. I don't do it as much. I have a gig next month, so depending on the quality of the videos and stuff I can get from that, I'll post some footage like I typically do. Sometimes I go live if I'm feeling it, depending on who I'm working with and everything else. So I still perform, not as much, and I am totally fine with that. I don't care if I do 3 to 5 gigs a year and that's it. I am not leaving my house unless it is worth it, unless I'm getting paid and treated like my value, like my worth. So it is what it is. New music conversations happen around that, so we'll see this year when it comes to opportunities and things to create and write some songs. I've written and co-written and performed a couple of songs over the past couple of years, and other artists just kind of didn't do anything with it. So you'll be seeing on the website and on the spaces that I own soon me starting to re-release some of that music that just sat there and did nothing with it. Because I don't believe in wasting any of my content and my work. So you'll be seeing some of that. I got some things out there on Spotify and Apple Music. If you just type in my name, Nicole, even the old name, you'll see it. My very first album was gospel. It's still out there. It is what it is. It's kind of neat to see where I was then versus where I am now. So for you gospel lovers, hey, going out there and get that. That album was called Be Free. I tell some very personal stories in that album as well. So you get a chance to connect with me more through that music and connect with the evolution of who I was then versus now as well. So that's kind of neat. You get to connect with some of my history. New website, askdarlingnikki.com. I am on every social media platform, including Red Note, under Ask Darling Nikki. So you can follow me anywhere. But the first place is the place that I own, which is my website. What else should you know? I re-released a book that I co-authored some years ago called The Brilliant Awakening. So that is now back for sale digital. You can actually, there's another website. So if you like to get a printed copy, you can inbox me and I can drop a link to another website where you can get it printed. But the most accessible is a digital copy. So that is re-released. Still, the newest book that I was working on, Record of Wrong, a lot of you were down for. A lot of you purchased a pre-order, and I'm really sorry that it wound up getting shelved for a while because of just me getting one flight attendant job after another, and kind of progressing, and that took the front seat. I'm back at it, so I'm back in the lab. I'm working on the edits and stuff and working on getting that out. So the goal is to have that book out this summer. So the ones of you that already pre-ordered it, I'm going to make sure that I do something extra special for you. In the meantime, I really appreciate the support. And typically when I do something and I give a projected date, I try to make sure I honor that. And I'm sorry, dropped the ball with that, but it's still in the works. And that book is coming out. And when that book comes out, it is fire. It's called Record of Wrong. So that's still in the making. And that is all about me telling the truth and shaming the devils and holding people accountable. This I'm all about getting my lick back. I'm all about justice. I'm not for the whole turn the other cheek and let it go. Okay, if you f me, I'm gonna f you back. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get mine. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna let the universe hit you back. But I'm gonna tell the truth. I am not about suffering in silence, being abused, and being quiet about it. Protect who? The only thing and people that I'm protecting is me and my future and my children and their future. That's it. And you are here's the thing about I grew up in a very Christian environment and based on the Bible in a lot of ways. There's a scripture that says you are overcome by the blood of the lamb and the word of your testimony. So you can't overcome a lot of the shit that people put you through unless you can open up your mouth and talk about it. And the only people who get mad and want you to keep your mouth shut and not air out the dirty laundry are the ones who know that they should not have been the bad characters in your story. Because if you was a good character in somebody's story, you don't care you do not care when they tell their story. You're only pressed and bothered when you know you was a big bad wolf. Because now you're about to be exposed. That book is all about exposing the truth of my life, the truth of the darkness, the truth of a lot of the things that I carried that did not belong to me. I dropped them bags off, right? Bag a lady. I dropped them bags off. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Mm-hmm. That's what that is. So that's it. I am getting ready to get myself together and do what my annual Valentine tradition is, which is taking my babies out to a nice dinner on the beach. We also go have a lovely evening, and I'm going to celebrate the realest, the most purest, and um, the best love of my life, which are my children and my very few close, dear friends, my lifelong friends. And I'll leave you with that. Happy Valentine's Day, and remember the dark history of it, the sacrifices behind it, what it stood for. And I hope that if you are celebrating it, that you are celebrating it with those who deserve to celebrate real love. Because oftentimes in these relationships, particularly in these cisgender heterosexual relationships, a lot of this is based upon romance that is fleeting, upon needs being met, egos being stroked, and things like that, and not uh, the foundation of a lot of those relationships are not built on things that will last, things that are not built on the real, just not built on the real. Oh, one more thing I will say. If you're a woman in America, and black women, I'm speaking to you first, and you have any inkling, you need to go in and get them tubes tied right away. Okay. Or get that surgery. Get that long-term birth control. Think real long and hard, because, honey, the juice is not worth the squeeze, especially now under felon number 47. It is not worth it. If you have any doubts about your marriage and you need to get that divorce, you better do it now, because we're coming up on a time when you may not be able to do it. Okay, legislation is changing. The state that I used to live in, legislation is already changing and making it even harder for you to get a divorce. Women, choose yourself and your freedom and your success. Focus on you and building you, not no crusty ass, dirty draws man. And raise your sons to be healthy, whole, healthy, functional, respectful human beings. This whole boys will be boys bullshit, that needs to be let, that needs to stay in the past. All right, I got places to go and things to do. Thanks for being here as always. You rocking with Darling Nikki. Bye bye.